Hello, this is Jamie Magridge. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'd like to show you how I made this card. Now these are just scraps. I keep a little bin of scraps next to my cutting machine. And that's what this card was made from. So let's get started and I'll show you what I got. Alright, so for the paper, I have a scrap of Whisper White to stamp the butterfly on. This butterfly was one that I did a long time ago, so I'm not sure I'm going to get it colored exactly the same. So I think I did watercolor ink blending with this one, and I'm going to use my blends. I have a piece of Whisper White, which is 2 1/4 by 4. A piece of black, which is 2. This is 2 1/4. This is 2 1/2. Yep, okay, I have it written wrong. 2 1/2 by 4 1/4. I have a piece of balmy blue, which is 4 by 5 1/4. A piece of black, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and a thick card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. These are all the little scrap pieces. This is the Pretty Peacock. I have Soft Seafoam, Mossy Meadow. I believe this is Old Olive, and a strip of black. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to put some of this stuff away so I know what Alright. Then, I'm using the Framed for You. Then the butterfly comes from Butterfly Gala. This was my little scrap bin that I have sitting next to my desk. I have a separate one for white. I'm going to be using the Butterfly Duet Punch, Old Olive, and Balmy Blue. Okay, so let's get started here. First thing I'm going to do, let's stamp this butterfly so it has a chance to dry a little bit using the, and I've disconnected the small butterfly because I just want the one. I think this is big enough. Awesome. Okay. Alright, let's set that aside for a minute, let it dry. And then on this piece, which is the 2 1/4 by 4 inch piece, we're going to do some stamping. I'm going to use this one, and this one. Okay, so let's get started. And I'm going to use the Old Olive first. And I'm going to use this little, I don't know if you can see it. I'm just going to stamp this progressively up the side of this page here. Basically, oops, well, I already touched it, so let's turn it over. Try that again. A little more down here. Okay, see how I did that? Alright. Now I'm going to come in with the Balmy Blue. Little flower. I'm going to stamp some of those around. Basically anywhere there's a dent, you know, where it's curving in, I'm putting a flower there. That looks good. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with the memento and the sentiment, thinking of you. And I'm going to stamp that right up here in the, I'm going to stamp it right here. Okay. Alright, this can get mounted to the black layer that's 2.5 by 4 1/4. Go ahead and try using my seal. It comes out really easily. I think I fight it. I push too hard. But it comes out really smoothly and easily. It's not a tape dispenser person, I guess. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of that. Okay, come on, dimensionals. This particular package of dimensionals, the backs come off with the dimensionals. Alright, we'll put that aside. Well, I've got one more thing I need to do first. I need to bring in a yellow. This is Light Daffodil Delight. I'm going to go ahead and use a little end because I'm just going to color in the centers of these flowers. Okay, and then I'm going to set it aside for a minute. Okay, now I'm going to bring this piece in. I'm going to bring in some blends. And I'm going to try and color this very similar to the previous one. Color in these little spots, this Daffodil Delight. Okay. And I want a turquoisey color, so I'm going to try the light balmy blue. I'm going to color this top half of this wings with the balmy blue. And down here. I love this color. Okay, then I'm going to come in with a little bit of Pretty Peacock. I'm going to use the light one. I'm going to add some of that. I'm going to come back with the light Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to, whoops, wrong end. I'm going to blend that together a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to come in with the light Night of Navy. I'm going to do these tips here. The centers. Then I'm going to go backwards, and I'm going to go the Pretty Peacock, blend it into the Night of Navy a little. And normally I do like a circular motion, but with this one I kind of am doing strokes because it kind of looks better for this one. And I think that's pretty good. I don't think I need to do anything else. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with a wing Castella. I'm bringing this piece as well. I'm going to color the whole butterfly with the wing Castella. Kind of brightens up those colors. Just love wing Castella. Adds glimmer. It's not messy, like it doesn't get all over the place. And I'm going to add just a little tiny bit of the wing Castella to the center where this yellow, where I did the yellow in the flowers. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in my punch. I'm going to punch out this butterfly. Sorry, I just realized I'd forgotten to get out the body for the butterfly. So I needed to do that. Get out the Memento ink. I'll stamp that. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to figure out where we want this butterfly to land or to stay on our card. It's going to be down in here. We need to put the antennas in. So hold it sort of in place and then move it aside and stamp your antennas. Okay, I'm going to push too hard, but that's alright, it'll work. Alright, then we'll bring a glue dot in and glue that butterfly. I forget they're photopolymer, you don't have to push so hard. Alright, so there's that piece. Now we're going to come in with the Balmy Blue piece that's 4 by 5 1/4. And the Balmy Blue ink. And this stamp from the framed, what's it called? I've forgotten already. Framed for You. And we're just going to stamp the entire background. It's basically just a texture on it. I'm trying to stagger the seam a little bit. I'm just stamping that whole background. One more. Okay, now we can put this card together. Alright, so let's bring on the pieces. We're going to go ahead and adhere the Balmy Blue piece to the black piece. See what I mean? That comes out so nice and smooth. There's going to be like 1/8 of an inch border on either side because it's a 1/4 inch larger. Looks too long. Yeah, it's a little too long. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this up. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, now we're going to do the strips. And again, they were just scraps, so I just pulled them out of my scrap bin and made an arrangement how I thought it would look good. I had to replicate it for the card, but it's alright. I didn't have exactly the same scraps. And I did leave some spaces. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Tombow multi-purpose glue for this. And I just put a little glue on the back. Well, maybe I'll use my Tombow. There it comes. And I put the first piece on. And it's about 3/4 of an inch, half an inch from the bottom. And I put the next one. And I think I did this before. I adhered the balmy blue piece to the black, but we'll go with it this way, it's fine. These two I butted up next to each other. This one I left about 1/16 of an inch balmy blue between them. I don't know if those are straight. Try something here. They're definitely not straight, but we'll go with it anyway. I don't know if I can get them to move now. Alright. Then I left about 1/4 of an inch, or well, a little bit more than that, 1/8 of an inch, or less than that. A little bit larger space. This piece of black's a little bit wider, but we will butt that up against. And then we'll mount this piece. I'm going to put this one over the top of that one because I just want a little tiny strip of that black. Okay, then I came in and trimmed them off. That's what I said. I think I should have done this before I mounted it to the black piece. Because now they're a little wonky. We'll get it. Okay, one more side. Much easier to trim those before it was on the card. There we go, we got it though. Okay, now we'll go ahead and mount this to the front of our card, and I'm going to use my wet glue since I have it here and I find it easier as long as it's working. This should be the same size as the front of the card. We'll bring in our piece that we made here. Take those backs off. And then we're going to put this down towards the bottom on the left-hand side. Go. There's our card. It's the one we just made together. Here's the one I did previously. Well, thank you so much for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.